on the fact that I'm perfect. Let's not leave this part of the conversation all too quick.
Hey, Jimmy, you there?
Yeah, how you guys doing today?
Pretty good. What do you got to contribute?
Well, our new Attorney General, in her infinite wisdom, has decided to start a hate crime task force.
Were you reading my notes?
No, I wasn't reading your notes, but I'm concerned about it. I've read a couple articles on it. I want to know what groups the SPLC, who are, obviously the most virtuous people of all time.
Did they just fire one of their founders for his behavior? That's the Southern Poverty Law Center?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the Southern Poverty Law Center, whose only poverty that they've ever cured is their own.
Oh, they're wealthy. They are flush.
They got Cayman Island money.
Yeah. So I got a note here from the Detroit News, says Michigan's Attorney General and Department of Civil Rights on Friday laid out plans to increase the documentation and prosecution of hate crimes and incidents while citing a reported uptick in extremist and hate groups in the state. And I think they'll get some input from Facebook, and Google on that too, I imagine.
Well, of course. And if you're pro-life, you're a terrorist. If you are anti-gay marriage, you're a terrorist. Well, that's the Catholic Church. And any other church, pretty much. Then, of course, if you're Christian, it's easy to say, well, you're a Christian identity group, which is a racist thing. Of course.
Isn't that what they just said in England, that they couldn't let somebody in because Christians were violent, but they let all the Muslims in the world in? And then New Zealand gets shot up. The church, the mosque in New Zealand gets shot up, and it's big news, and half of New Zealand's going to wear burqas or something in solidarity, but right after that, or right before that, in Nairobi, was it?
Close to surrounding area.
Yeah, the 200 and some Christians got blown up, and there's not a word.
No, it's a double standard. It always has been. It's ridiculous, and I can guarantee you that probably everybody that's listening to this show and on this show and wherever, we're on at least two, maybe three of those. We're members of two or three of those organizations that they're looking into, and I'm positive.
Yeah, a friend of mine is a blogger, and I was just reading her blog about this morning. She says, where is the reporting of Christian massacres around the world? And it says 4,136 Christians were killed for faith-related reasons last year. That number breaks down to an average of 11 per day. Now, listen, I am not downplaying the murder of Muslims, and I am opposed. I am opposed to Islamists. I am opposed to people who want to do us harm. I'm not opposed to Muslims per se. They're free in this country to pursue their religion and actually put them up on a free playing field against Christianity. See how the two line up. We'll win every day. That's right.
Mm-hmm. And I got in trouble for saying that Omar and that Talib woman from Dearborn, let them stay. I don't care what they do. I like it that they're in there running their mouth because they're out in the open. And that's what free speech is about. It works both ways. It's a double-edged sword. You go out and you say all these crazy things, and people find out how crazy you really are.
Here's how I look at things. As a pastor, I will sit there and say, the Lord tells me not to judge the world because they've already been judged. Do I like Islam? No, because it's not the true faith. In my view, I am a Christian. All right? This is what I believe. I am a Christian. But I also know as a Christian, my Lord says, thou shalt not murder.
Exactly.
So it's wrong for us to go out there and just start shooting up people of the world because they don't believe like we do. Matter of fact, we're told to bring them the gospel, not judgment, right?
Yeah, their book says something a little bit different.
Their book says a whole lot different, okay? Yeah. I've read their book almost 40 times now, and I'm telling you, it says a whole lot different. But the fact is this. The Christian faith, we are no longer in a Christian world. We are in what I call post-Christian world now. Mm-hmm. And the world is trying to hide Christianity, make it something it's not, trying to disguise it to look like something evil, when in reality it is the most loving, most honest, most clear faith in the world. All it says, though, is we are not to judge the world. They've already been judged by God, and that's what bothers them, is we're saying God is going to hold the world accountable for their actions. And not us, not the Christians, God. But they get upset because we point that out, that, hey, the world you live in, God is going to judge this world. What side of the fence you're going to be on? We are the most
That's why he
direct in
gave
that
the
faith.
world to the devil and us free will.
Right. So, they're trying their best not to allow us to get our message out, and yet it is probably one of the most loving, kind messages in the world to get.
Hey, anything else?
No, that's it. I would like some way if we could file FOIA or something, but she needs to tell us the groups that she's looking into, because it's not fair for her to keep that secret.
Yeah. Right now in Canada, it's preached from 1 Corinthians 5 and 6. In Canada, you can be arrested for a hate crime.
Exactly.
If you just read the Bible.
And England also.
Hey, look. All right, man. Thanks for calling in. Good points. All right. And we're going to take Ken from... All right, thank you. We're going to take a call from Ken from Livonia. But before Ken speaks, I want to point out all my blog posts that I'm trying to post, that I've consistently posted in the past on Facebook and have been posted with comments, have been removed by Facebook. And if I try to put anything, a link to my blog on Facebook now, it's blocked, and they won't put it up because of community standards.
You're in their algorithm. They know who you are.
Yes, exactly. Oh, hey, Ken.
Well, I just wanted to comment regarding the subject of hate crimes. First of all, God is still in control, so there's nothing they can do to stop me as far as the fact that I will continue to speak the truth. My church will continue to speak the truth of what the Bible says, such as homosexual behavior is a sin. Marriage is the union of one man, one woman for life, period, no same-sex marriage. Abortion is murder, and so on, so forth. And so to the Democrats out there and to those Republicans who might want to join the Democrats, bring it on, because we're going to keep speaking the truth.
All right, thanks, Ken. You're absolutely right. And the two things that protect us here in this country, one is the First Amendment. Actually, our Constitution says we can say these things. They can label it hate speech all they want. We have the constitutional grounds to stand on to be able to say these things, just like you're discussing, as opposed to, like you said, in Canada, they don't have a First Amendment.
And here's the thing, is there's nothing hateful about what we're saying. What we're saying is, in our faith, our God finds those actions to be less than perfect. It's missing the mark. It's sin, right?
Yep.
I know in Canada that there's Lutheran pastors in jail right now for speaking the truth.
Right.
Yep. Exactly.
But we are protected by this. But what we say is controversial. But that is why we have the First Amendment in here, is to give us the right to say things that are controversial.
Oh, man, how the time flies. That's the music I don't like, because it means it's the end of the show. But look.
But mine's coming up.
Yeah, yours is coming up. Excellent. So great. Gary, thanks. Pastor Rick, thanks.
All right.
Garrick Stone, thank you. Appreciate it. And you all tune in next week when Gary should be here, and there'll be a far better show. You can count on it. Talk to you later.